blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters at prices far less than big box retailers. And right now, save up to 50% off through December 10th during our Cyber Week sale. Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Chargers and Rams got wins on the road Sunday. 4 interceptions by the Chargers defense sparked a 17-13 win in Atlanta. Rookie cornerback Tarheeb Steele returned one of the interceptions, 61 yards for a touchdown. The Chargers are 8-4. They're at Kansas City next Sunday night. The Rams are back at 500 after a 21-14 win at New Orleans. The Rams are a game and a half behind Seattle in the NFC West. The Lakers hung on for a 1-point win at Utah. Impressive double-double for LeBron and Anthony Davis. 33 points and 13 rebounds for AD. LeBron finished with 27 points and 14 assists. The Clippers beat Denver by 4. James Harden served up 39 points and 11 assists. The Big Ten Conference handed out a $100,000 fine to Michigan and Ohio State for the post-game brawl after Saturday's football game. The conference said the players involved would not be disciplined. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in celebrating the season of giving by being part of the solution. As we enjoy great food, family, warmth, and well wishes in whatever our festive tradition may be, we share the beauty of the season by reaching out to the less fortunate. Please help us to help others with the KBLA Cover the Houseless Cozy Community Coat and Blanket Drive. All you have to do is drop off new or clean, gently used winter coats and blankets in the KBLA lobby during business hours. Now through December 20th, all of the coats and blankets will be donated to unsheltered individuals and families experiencing houselessness. Simply bring your donation to 4434 Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, near Vernon Avenue, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. weekdays. That's 4434 Crenshaw in historic Leimert Park. During the holidays and every day, let's remember, we keep us safe. We keep us warm. We are the safety net. And together, we can cover the unsheltered. Get caught up in the spirit of the season, the spirit of love. Make a difference with your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
Indeed it is, and it's such a pleasure and an honor to start our weeks this way. She's an astrologer, she's a yoga teacher, a life coach, a numerologist, a sound healer, sound bath specialist, meditation instructor, and a yoga teacher too. Saharah Ali with Mindful Mondays. Welcome.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Mondays, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions to honor our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with faith, power, wisdom, and truth. This week we celebrate a new moon, which was yesterday, and it was a really powerful moon because it was called a black moon because it had different effects and different cities. And so it was a new moon in Sagittarius. And a new moon is when the moon slides between the earth and the sun, appearing invisible, opening the space for new beginnings, supporting our understanding of real faith. The Sagittarius new moon is conjunct Mercury, which is retrograde, encouraging us to boldly pursue our dreams, letting go of false beliefs, looking inward with the retrograde energy. Sagittarius is the seeker of truth. Therefore, this new moon calls for all of us to release the lies we tell ourselves, fueled by our ego's belief. It's time to free ourselves from procrastination, stagnation, and emotional burdens. The call to action is to take ownership of our gifts and talents, listening to our inner wisdom. Our Mindful Monday intention is to let go of the blame game, to trust the power of our core self. Going forward with today's Mindful Monday meditation, let's listen. Let's listen with our hearts. Let's open our minds. Let go of false beliefs and releasing self-deception to receive inner truth, to receive that connection to the divine force that moves through all of us, allowing divine wisdom to aid our clarity, to move us forward as we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So now take a breath and pause for a moment and calm yourself. And slowly exhale, close your eyes, giving yourself permission to be here now, centered and grounded, and listening to your breath as you slowly breathe in through your nose and out of your mouth about 3 or 4 times, connecting with your breath. Feel your heartbeat, hands on your chest. Listen to your breath as it moves through your body, inhaling and exhaling. And each exhale, allow yourself to release and let go and find inner peace. Find stillness and open yourself to divine guidance as we are calling on divine energy to help renew our integrity, to help us anchor and ground and shift our perspectives. So just breathe and relax. Now take the biggest breath you've had all morning, and holding this breath, connect to the wisdom of your inner truth. And now exhale, release your fears, release judgment. Allow yourself to let go and be right here in present time. And now inhale, unconditional love, willing to change your mind, allowing self-empowerment. Allowing self-empowerment. And exhale with clarity, ready to open and receive the gifts of your soul. Open and ready to receive the gifts of your soul. Now inhale, calling forward new beginnings under grace. Opening this space to shift your perspective. Exhale, release, and let go of old beliefs or karmic ties no longer serving your highest good. Sit with that. Letting go of things that are no longer serving your highest good, allowing you to shift your perspective. Now inhale, feeling aligned to your greatness, ready to live an infinite possibility. And exhale with gratitude, opening your heart to change, opening your mind to embrace the wholeness within you. And now inhale, honoring renewal, feeling empowered in truth, and opening yourself to engage in a frequency that is beyond hope, that allows you to step into knowingness, true wisdom. And now exhale, open to love from the Most High, moving through you, elevating your life. Now just relax, let go, and just breathe and center yourself. And just breathe and know each new beginning brings blessings. And through stillness, prayer, meditation, and mindfulness, we can hear our inner voices. We can renew our strength, and we can step into honoring self-love and our wholeness, which aids us to release our ego, embracing our authentic self. So just relax, sit with this wisdom and just breathe, calming your mind, calming your body, and just slowly inhale and exhale. And listen. Listen with an open heart. Listen with an open mind. Listen with the intention to take action to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, just relax and listen. Our Mindful Monday affirmation. Today, I release the lies I tell myself to embrace real faith, celebrating truth, wisdom, and power. Today, I release the lies I tell myself to embrace real faith, celebrating truth, wisdom, and power. Really think about how you're willing to tell yourself the truth, to align with your wholeness, and to connect to your power, and to express your authentic self. And I would say to put blinders on to the illusions around you, and don't lie to yourself about not being empowered. You're the most powerful person in your life, is your life. Pick up your power. Celebrate your life. Thank you, Dominique. Have a smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetically blessed new moon mindful week, embracing real faith, celebrating truth, wisdom, and your power.
Thank you, Saharah Ali. As usual, great stuff, and really so important right now as we face the final month of our year here in the last, whatever it is, 50 days or 40-something days of before we get a new administration. One of the things you always say that I appreciate is that new moons are times for us to set our own personal goals and kind of make note of what we would like to manifest. And I wonder if you could speak to that just a little bit, because, the whole idea of these New Year's resolutions, I think we're better served making small goals and commitments at different times rather than making it all into one grand make or break type of conversation with ourselves.
Well, the first thing is we have to understand how the brain works and how the mind works. It takes 21 days for the mind to release an old habit. So if you set an intention for something new, and this is why new moons are wonderful, because they have a 29-day cycle. So you have a new moon, you have a half moon, you have a full moon. So you have phases, 4 phases of the moon, which supports us. And so a new moon is about new beginnings, like a clean sheet of paper. And so, it's 21 days for the brain to say, okay, I'm going to engage in this habit. But it takes 30 days for your whole nervous system to comply to this. And it takes really 60 days before your whole body says, okay, this is real. And this is why people start a diet and they can't finish it, or they start a project and they can't finish it because, the 21 days, okay, the mind is like, oh, I did it for 21 days and then fall off. And, you have to really engage your mind, your body, and your spirit and have conviction and passion, because the emotion behind whatever decision you make is what's going to allow it to come to fruition. And so, this new moon, we have a Mercury retrograde with it, which allows you to go inward, to review, reframe, rethink, renegotiate, to come out with a different perspective than what you went in with. And that is the gift of any retrograde planet. We are also in this state of closure and a dynamic new beginning with Pluto in Aquarius, which we've never lived through, that is calling us forward to think about how empowered do we want to be, in addition to all the politics that are going on. You got to keep your eye single. You got to keep your eye on the truth. And you have to understand everything starts with you. Starts in your home, starts with your beliefs, starts with your values, and then it goes out into the community. So if we raise our vibration, we raise our frequency in our neighborhood, we raise the frequency in our neighborhood, we can raise the frequency on this planet. But it starts with us and us reframing the lies we tell ourselves about who we're not, the lies we tell ourselves about being disempowered. Politics is politics, but there is life that still goes on, and we are a part of that life, and we are part of the change in that life. As we think, so shall it be. So think about what you want, not what you don't want, because what we don't want is what got us where we are. So shift your perspective, pick up your power, name your blessings, claim your gifts, be on purpose with all of who you are so you can celebrate your best life despite the illusions in front of you saying that you may be disempowered. That's a choice to be disempowered.
Indeed it is. Let's power up. Saharah Ali, do you have any announcements? You got classes? I know they can always go to SaharahAli.com. Sahara has an H at the end, for those of you who don't track deserts. SaharahAli.com, and typically you have
we
lots.
do have a sound bath at Yoga House on the 15th. It's the last one for the year, and so just be on time. And also, for KBLA listeners who would like to be recalibrated going forward for the new year, they can just call the number and chat up Elise and let Elise know that, they're from KBLA and they get a KBLA special to come and get recalibrated.
Ooh.
So you can change your mind, change your life, change your frequency.
Yeah. I mean, even if you've never done that before, I would recommend it because it's just, you really do feel different, kind of energized and like clear-eyed, if I can say that. Detox. Anyway, Lisa's number is 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. SaharahAli.com has things. Yoga House, the 15th. What time does that start? 6?
Yes.
Which really
6 to
means
7:30.
Which really means 5:45 for all you late people.
Oh, yeah, because they closed the door. Like some of my friends they closed the door. It's like if you're not in there by 6:10, it's done. Because, it's about relaxation, recalibration, and wholeness. And people who have a value on it, they understand and they come. And it's like, a sound healing or a sound healing and sound baths are two different things. A sound bath is a group experience of experiencing the healing benefits of sounds with the gongs and the singing bowls and all other indigenous instruments. And so it's a collective group lying down where we recalibrate your nervous system, and you go into what we call a yoga nidra sleep. You're asleep, but you're not asleep. You're aware of everything. It's like your body is a piano. It gets out of tune, and all sound healing does is to tune up your body, like you tune up your car, like you clean up your house. So this cleans your nervous system and realigns you and raises your frequency so you can be on purpose with your light. And in fact, there's a workshop going on at USC today talking about the benefits of sound healing and talking about in the next 15 years, we may go to the doctor and get sound healing treatments instead of drugs. So I'm really excited about that because, I'm always ahead of the game. And so do the research. It's not that I'm just like, I'm going to hit some bowls and all of this. And it has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with the energy that we all live by. We are all vibration. We're all energy. We're all frequency. And we need to recalibrate ourselves from time to time.
Yeah, from time to time or all the time. Saharah Ali, thank you so much for starting off our week on a positive tip.
Thank you, Dominique. I miss you.
Miss you too, girl. We're going to have to get together soon.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you, Mr. Miles. Blessings to everybody. Have a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
And a nice week.
And a nice week. Pick up your power. Vibrate yourself into life. Look, if you think about how a song you hate gets you in a bad mood and a song you love makes you be able to do 10 extra push-ups, it absolutely makes sense. A perfect time to call me, whether it's about the Biden pardon or any of the other interesting developments that we're seeing around the country and around the world. Call me. 800-920-1580. We are unapologetically progressive. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Presenting Again Fling's love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that 3 out of 4 adults in the United States have a high risk factor for severe COVID-19. And black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has work source centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you an entrepreneur looking to take your business to new heights? KBLA Talk 1580 is your partner in success. Every day, we celebrate and elevate Black-owned businesses across our community. Our KBLA SMB Marketplace currently features The Cookie Dip, Badass Bakes, Hair Concoction, Higher Education Accreditation Consulting, LACC Radiology Technology Department, and Malik Books. Your business deserves to be heard. Let KBLA Talk 1580 amplify your voice and connect you with our powerful community of listeners. Email smb@kbla1580.com today. That's smb@kbla1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Yeah, how about a little palate cleanser as far as our our news updates go? It is and it isn't. Brittany Martin, 36-year-old mother of 5, has been released from prison following some serious advocacy by activists across the country, and most specifically Black Lives Matter grassroots. She was released early. This is a woman from South Carolina. She ended up spending almost 4 years in prison. She was arrested at a protest for George Floyd in 2020. And really, what they say she did was raise her voice at a police officer. Let that sink in. Raise her voice. They didn't like her tone. She went to jail as a black woman and a mother of 5 because they didn't like her tone. And when you think about people who, murder and steal and embezzle and get little or no time, this woman served 4 years for having an attitude toward a cop at a protest over police killing black people. Anyway, she was released last Wednesday to be exact. And it's a huge victory. Her husband drove with all 5 of the kids to meet her, to be reunited with all of the 5 kids and her husband. The police had tried to accuse her of much greater crimes, saying she was violent and all that stuff. The jury dismissed all of those, but the raising your voice at a cop, they did convict her for that, and apparently that warrants hard time. They had transferred her miles and miles away from her family after the family had moved to be near her. They transferred her without telling them because she had the nerve to protest the fact that they were underfeeding her while she was pregnant in jail and that they cut off her locks. But she's free now. And the activists will continue to call for her total conviction to be overturned and erased from her record. But it shows that how important it is to fight and to continue to fight, not just, one and done, to fight until we win. A white Florida woman was convicted last Monday. She's given a 25-year prison sentence. I don't know if you remember this story. I do. It was so terrible. This woman, she's a 60-year-old white woman. Her name is Susan Lorincz. And apparently she had beef with the neighbor because she didn't like the kids playing and making noise, because that's what kids do. But apparently it got on her nerves. So she went over to her neighbor's house and confronted the woman because she said she was, she was angry about how the kids were playing outside her home. And the woman pushed back, saying she didn't like the way she was acting towards the children. And the woman shot her through the woman's locked front door and killed her. The victim was named AJ Owens. She was 35 years old, and she died that day when her neighbor shot through her locked door and killed her. And her attorney said that she was acting in self-defense. It was an all-white jury. The AJ didn't have a weapon. She was at home. She didn't have a weapon. But the judge called the shootings totally unnecessary, saying that the neighbor had enough time to call the police, that there was no genuine threat, and that the shooting was based more on anger than on fear. She was found guilty of manslaughter, even though she tried to use the stand your ground law. But in this case, it did not work. And that's great news. Let's go to Big Phil, calling us from L.A. Good morning, Big Phil. Big Phil, you there?
We got a lot to be thankful for. I tell you, Thanksgiving, Lord have mercy. Everybody don't make it, Dominique. How was your Thanksgiving? Everybody's good?
It was blessed. How was yours?
Oh, blessed. Don't be a job. If your child turn into a turkey. Amen? Amen, sister. Well, let me tell you something. Mac Gaetz going to get out of Dodge.
Oh, your phone is going in and out. I'm not sure where you are, but you're fading in and out, Big Phil.
I say Mac Gaetz know how to get out of Dodge, out the Congress. He got out. Beat that, didn't he? He got out of Dodge.
Yeah, he sure did. He got out while the getting was good. The thing about Matt Gaetz, though, is they can still release that report, and I believe that Congress is going to do it. And that would be important because just as we were complaining about Merrick Garland not following up with charges against the president-elect and people like Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan, meaning that we can be subject to have them as our lawmakers in the future, that releasing that report can help prevent future Matt Gaetz. Like anything Matt Gaetz in the future. Let's put it out there. Let's make it plain. The research has been done. The report is completed. The American people deserve to know. Thank you, Big Phil. Please call back when your phone is, more stable, when you're in a better service area. We've got news, traffic, and sports, and then more of your phone calls on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Closing arguments are expected today in the New York City subway chokehold trial. Former Marine Daniel Penny is charged with manslaughter and negligent homicide for the 2023 death of Jordan Neely, a homeless man. Penny's lawyers claim he was protecting others while prosecutors argue his actions were excessive. The FBI warns holiday shoppers to beware of scam websites advising users of Chrome, Safari, and Edge to check for a padlock in the address bar for security. They recommend researching websites and reading reviews to avoid scams. World Central Kitchen is pausing operations in Gaza after an Israeli attack on one of their vehicles killed several workers. The D.C.-based organization announced Saturday that it is still gathering details following the airstrike. And Australia is passing a landmark ban on social media for children under 16. Last Thursday, the country's Senate overwhelmingly voted to pass the ban, which will take at least a year to go into effect. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Want to save up to 50% on new blinds? Blindster.com offers custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters at prices far less than big box retailers. And right now, save up to 50% off through December 10th during our Cyber Week sale. Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Chargers and Rams got wins on the road Sunday. 4 interceptions by the Chargers defense sparked a 17-13 win in Atlanta. Rookie cornerback Tarheeb Steele returned one of the interceptions, 61 yards for a touchdown. The Chargers are 8-4. They're at Kansas City next Sunday night. The Rams are back at 500 after a 21-14 win at New Orleans. The Rams are a game and a half behind Seattle in the NFC West. The Lakers hung on for a 1-point win at Utah. Impressive double-double for LeBron and Anthony Davis. 33 points and 13 rebounds for AD. LeBron finished with 27 points and 14 assists. The Clippers beat Denver by 4. James Harden served up 39 points and 11 assists. The Big Ten Conference handed out a $100,000 fine to Michigan and Ohio State for the post-game brawl after Saturday's football game. The conference said the players involved would not be disciplined. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Around here, we don't believe in victimhood. We believe in raising our voices, amplifying black voices in the climate conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
This season, Chevy brings classic pairings, cookies and milk, mistletoe and kisses, and your holiday plans and a new Chevy. Silverado 1500 gives you power and capability with 430 pound-feet of torque to haul your holiday tree. Equinox EV and the all-new Equinox offer award-winning quality and style to see you through the holiday season. See why Chevy makes everything better and brighter. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
An official message from Medicare. Couple more minutes and we'll start this month's book club.
You know, I usually love a plot twist, but this year, I'm comparing my options during Medicare open enrollment.
You can't assume your current health or drug plan is the best one for you.
And you gotta make sure your drugs are covered. That's important.
So is saving money. Review all your options at Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I was so excited when I heard this sandwich was back. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken. It's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Boy, the news cycle don't slow down no matter what else is slowing down or no matter how much turkey I want to eat. Some pretty major stories and developments going on besides the endless conversation on cable news about these insanely insane cabinet picks by the president-elect. Did you know that a collective of Haitian Americans is suing the Red Cross? I love this story so much. They're alleging the mismanagement and misuse of money that was raised for Haiti following the 2010 earthquake. Now, most of us know that, either instinctively or because of what we've read, seen, and heard reported. But this was just filed last week in the U.S. District Court for Southern Florida, representing the Haitian Diaspora Political Action Committee and individual Haitian American plaintiffs, including Franz St. Fort, the husband of the former director of the Haitian Red Cross in Port-au-Prince. This is a complaint that says that the money collected for following disasters in 2016, 18, 21, and 23 were misappropriated to benefit leadership teams instead of delivering relief on the ground. We're talking about $500 million here, nothing to sneeze at. Of course, the Red Cross is denying those allegations and talking about how they have supposedly reached 4.5 million Haitians with housing, economic recovery, and health initiatives. Hard to see that on the ground if you see the condition that most Haitians are living in. This is the 10th anniversary of the earthquake, apparently. This is not the 10th anniversary. It was in 2010, so this would be the 15th anniversary. But on the 10th anniversary, there was a report that was released that included some findings which support these allegations. And it was led by Dr. Paul Farmer, who used to be a special advisor to the UN Secretary General. And what he found was that less than 2/3 of those billions of dollars in aid that were pledged to Haiti had even been dispersed at all. Never mind what was actually done with them. They want $750 million in compensatory damages and $250 million in punitive damages. They also want a full accounting of all of that money and where it went. I love this story. I hope it's successful. I hope it's just not a Hail Mary and that, in fact, some accounting, some good comes out of it. I remember following the things that I read and heard after the earthquake in 2010. I decided I would never again contribute to the Red Cross. Between that and what we saw with Hurricane Katrina and the Red Cross, I decided I would be better served if I wanted to make a donation to find a small organization on the ground and give my money there. Let's go to Dee calling us from Long Beach. Good morning, Dee.
Good morning, Dominique. How are you?
I'm blessed. How are you doing?
I'm making your guest, Ed Sanders, talked about education, which is one of my...
Do you have us on speakerphone? Because I feel like I'm hearing a lot of background noise. I don't know if you're in a restaurant or what's going on. But
I'm on the 27 North.
Oh, I see.
Can you hear me better?
No, but go ahead.
Well, first of all buses and trains should be free, and there should be a light rail line from North Orange County to South LA County. But I digress. Education, we know there's a problem with education. My grandmother told me this, the church, I have a cousin in Atlanta, and he has no complaints about charter schools. So what are we missing? What is the missing link? What bars us from making progress on the human rights of education?
Look, I don't know what's going on, but it sounds really loud. If there's a way that you could, call on some headphones that would block out that noise, or roll up the windows, or turn off the radio, or I don't know what it is. I would love to hear the points that you're making, Dee, but it's just so loud. The background noise is so loud. So call me back. Dee called me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Pretty much every point that you were making, even though the phone sounded jumbled. I agree with you. That's Jamal Hakeem said in the YouTube chat that the way they teach science is so generic and boring. Of course, kids aren't going to understand it or remember it. And I think that's right. There's got to be more imagination. There has to be more engagement in connecting the dots to something that somebody cares about. You might not care about science in general, but you might care about rocket science, as Randy from Watts said, or you might be interested in, the chemical composition of makeup or foods, right? And so finding real world applications, and I don't mean to be armchair teaching or armchair administrationing, because I've never worked in education, but as a mom and someone who has had to navigate the disciplinary and homework systems of these schools, I feel pretty strongly that there are some things we could do that wouldn't be that hard or expensive, and that would make a difference. And I also think that doing the hard and expensive things, just something we're going to have to suck it up and do it. Molly Bell says, I look rested. Yeah, that's what happens when you take a week off. I am rested, and maybe perhaps a little bit well fed. But yeah, all of that I think I agree with. And the question is, how do we implement it? I think a less authoritarian jail-style approach to schooling. I do think resources, particularly for those under-resourced communities. One thing that I saw in the reports on the California schooling that apply nationwide should apply nationwide, is that they're seeing some promising results in this new system of distributing resources based on need. Seems like it should be a no-brainer, but in the past they've evenly distributed resources instead of saying these school districts have a bigger problem, so they should get more help. And that does seem to be working. I mean, huge duh, but yes. Yeah, and thank you guys, all in the chat for your participation, showing up, letting people know you can get the app. You can still get our app, KBLA 1580, at the App Store, the Google Play Store. These things make us strong. They're indisputable. Other people's systems of judging how successful or powerful we are may be suspect at times. But when you get the app, when you, subscribe, and follow us on social media, that's undeniable. So KBLA 1580 on all platforms. That's the same for our app. Put it in your phone and you can listen to us anywhere you go. And also you can find the podcasts there as well. I agree, Jamal. Teaching has to be based more on practical and creative experiences. I remember this one teacher that my child had when he was in the independent school. And the kids loved that teacher. I heard them talking and arguing about their assignments during the carpool pickup, and they were really into it. The teacher, when you walked into his classroom, it looked like total chaos. Kids were on the floor, they were in every corner, they were talking, they were loud, but they were engaged. And I remember my child got an A in that class because it was fun and interesting, and they were all designing their own societies. And then they were comparing them to the different societies as they existed around the world. And these were elementary school kids. Now, that particular teacher was hired away from the school, believe it or not, by Elon Musk to start his own school for his own kids. So those other children didn't get a chance to benefit from that teacher anymore. But I remember when the teacher was leaving, the kids were actually chanting his name. Mr. So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so. Well, I guess I could say it. Mr. Don, Mr. Don. That's what they were. And I've never seen anything like that. The kids loved him because he was creative. He wasn't a disciplinarian, like sit down, be quiet, be still, like somehow how long you spend in the bathroom or whether you sit straight at your desk is a measurement of success. The measurement of success was how much thought you put into your project, how much creativity. Did you connect it to what was going on in the real world? The kids took the bait. They enjoyed it. They loved it. And even though it was joyful chaos, it was creative and empowering. And that's what I'm talking about. It's not how many piles of homework you can give to children, or how quiet you can get them to be, or how short their bathroom visits are. It's, are they creatively engaged? Are they doing something that they care about? Are they arguing about it? Are they caught up with it? Do they give a crap? That should be the measure of a successful classroom to me. Love to hear from you on this or many other topics. Jamal, who's the teacher in the chat, says he taught a special ed student who he was told couldn't put together a sentence. And he said he taught him to speak well in sentences by simply quoting what he had for lunch and what time he went to bed. I mean, connecting it to real life. I couldn't agree with you more. Or bringing in the controversy. It's just like talk radio. Do you remember it? Well, if you have a strong opinion about it, you're more likely to remember it. So many untold stories going on the national scene. I'll share some more of those with you when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Have you heard of the 50-30-20 rule? This can help you spend and save your money wisely. So, how does it work? Distribute your dollars into 3 buckets. 50% towards needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% goes to savings. Use this tool to help your journey to financial success. Sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
Become a U.S. citizen with the help of the Los Angeles Public Library. Get free and confidential information on immigration and citizenship. Visit lapl.org/NAI to find your nearest library or call us at 213-228-7390. That's lapl.org/NAI or 213-228-7390 and start your path to becoming a U.S. citizen with the help of the Los Angeles Public Library. Call 213-228-7390 or visit lapl.org/NAI.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio, KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, a couple of quick updates on the reparations movement. Right now, I'm thank you, Attorney Cryer, in possession of a press release. So there's going to be a press conference today in Sacramento at 11 a.m. at the California Native American Monument in the Capitol Park. That's at 13th and L Streets, in case you happen to be in Sacramento. They're calling on the California legislators and the Attorney General of the state, Rob Bonta, along with Governor Gavin Newsom, to talk about, to take on reparations issues during their special legislative session. There's a session that's been called to look at how to protect progressive policies of California under the administration of the president-elect. And what this group is calling for is for these reparations demands to be part of this special legislative session. They want those bills that the California Legislative Black Caucus betrayed their constituents in not bringing up for a vote. They want them reintroduced during the special session. The reparations bill to establish a Freedmen's Affairs Bureau agency. They want support for housing grants, property tax relief, and land reclamation. They want that bill. They want that $12 million allocation that was made for reparations to go to the Freedmen's Affairs Agency. And they want an accounting of what has happened or is happening with that $12 million. And they also want, and I love this so much, the printing and dissemination of the California Reparations Task Force report. They want it to go to schools, to libraries. I would add lawmakers, even though, we could allege that they could just look at it online. But maybe if a printed copy showed up on their desk, they'd be more likely to actually read it. They're also calling for the establishment of a defense fund, a fund intended to support the implementation of reparations programs and bills in the state of California. So this is going to be quite a lively morning in Sacramento around that particular issue, as Assemblyman Isaac Bryan says that he will introduce a bill today to give admissions priority to the descendants of slaves at the University of California and Cal State University, the two biggest public university systems in the state of California. He says he wants to introduce those bills today as the lawmakers gather to swear in new members and have a special legislative session. This is that session I was talking about where they're looking at how they can protect the legislative priorities for the state of California against the incoming administration. Particularly DEI, because the president-elect has said that he will try to fine schools and universities that have DEI programs and take that money and give it to white students who feel they've been harmed by DEI. In other words, he's talking about giving reparations to white students. And so I love that even though the new session of the legislature doesn't start until next year, these reparations issues that we have been so charged up about are now front and center, with the reparations activists convening a press conference today and making demands in the Capitol, and Assembly Member Bryan not even waiting for the new legislative session to introduce this bill to give public university admissions priority to descendants of enslaved Africans in America. ADOS, Friedman, FBA, whatever you want to call us. I love it so much. It certainly will it will force people to make their positions clear. And should this bill pass, which I absolutely think it should, if it does, it will certainly test the idea of freedmen or Black American descendants of enslaved persons as a specific category of people, which clearly we are, given that that's what we were designated after the Civil War. Going to Jamil from LA. You have the mic. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Prima, and let me give my greetings to you all, KBLA. I've been a advocate listener to you all way back when Danny Morrison was with your show.
Oh, but we love Danny.
Yeah. I'm just calling because I just heard the other day and today an advertisement that the so-called Jewish community is running on your station about donations to help them with the things going on in Gaza, Palestine. I don't see any reason why the so-called Jews who run the Jewry Center downtown L.A., Beverly Hills, and all that need donations from our community or anybody to help them fight and kill the Muslims in Palestine and in Gaza. I mean, that I was wondering, why would you all run an advertisement like that?
Okay, well, Jamil, I must not have been paying attention because I didn't hear it. But look, two things about that. I think you can't, well, you can do whatever you want. But I think it's a slippery slope when you start saying the Jews run this and the Jews run that. I think that sounds anti-Semitic. I'll say that. I don't know what organization is behind that ad. Do you, Miles? But, you know, why would we run it? Because they wrote a check to our sales department. I know that I'm hoping that's a progressive Jewish organization that's doing something good in Gaza, but I'm not sure because I haven't heard the ad. I'm hoping that's what it is and that there's a misunderstanding. I'm pretty sure that that our sales department wouldn't take money from an organization that's helping and is aiding and abetting in a genocide. I have confidence that that's not the case, but I'm speaking, without having heard the actual ad, Jamil.
Yes, Mr. Prima, but people that know our history know that the real Jews are basically a lot of our people, you know, the dark skin. You don't even see the people they have in the Bedouins and places like that on TV. They always run the German Jews that came out of Hitler's area back in the day in the 40s. That's how Israel was established. Of course, you know that history. And when I heard that, I was kind of thrown, and I'm like, why is KBLA running an advertisement like that for donations to help the so-called Jews when they got Gold Center downtown and all the other things, Beverly Hills, and money? So that was my question. That I was kind of deflated.
Well, like I said, I haven't heard it. I'm trying to look it up right now as we speak, Jamil. But remember, keep in mind, there are a lot of progressive Jewish organizations that are trying to help the people in Gaza as well. Not all Jewish organizations are, conservative, right-wing, Netanyahu Zionists, right? So, and to your point, yeah, the thing about Jewishness is that Jewish is a religion, but people also use it as an ethnicity, which is kind of odd to me because anyone can be Jewish, right? Black, there are many, many Jews from all around the world. And you're right, the way it's represented in the media, one wouldn't think that. I just think we have to be careful when we start throwing around who control this and who control that, because then you get into anti-Semitic tropes.
Semitic trope thing to me is just a defense for them to throw up. Everybody's anti-Semitic when you say something about their community.
Well, I know that anti-Semitism has been used as a cover for people to avoid scrutiny for the genocide that's happening in Gaza. But I also think we got to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. Just because it's been used as a cover doesn't mean it's okay to be anti-Semitic. You feel me?
You know what, Mr. Prima, I know you're a very busy person, but I just had to ask that question because my heart was like thrown because I listen to you all the time.
Okay, hold that thought, Jamil. We're up against news, traffic, and sports right here. I will look into it. I will get to the bottom of it, and I thank you for calling it to my attention. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.